Will you take me to Jose? Hello, I don't know. Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How's it going? Yeah, I know I had it scheduled like an hour from now, but I got to be in exactly 1 hour to do some daytime work. So this is going to be a short stream. Just say good morning. Gable Penny Shot already chiming in. Hello, sir. Morning, friends. He says, hit that likey as you come in, please, please. And hell all and welcome. Good morning. Yes, that's my message to you today. Uh, still live on Indiegogo, closed out, in demand, still haven't shut it down yet. You can still get Frog G. I checked my records. I'm going to have to get a copy from Jason directly because I didn't back the campaign. Don't have the money till later. So, we'll work something out. I've got to get some Frog G too. Maybe I'll wait for the omnibus. No, don't do that. So I've already been up, slept in the recliner. I did work last night, went and sprayed west side of Truman probably last night to spray for mosquitoes. Some of you may be saying mosquitoes aren't bad this time of year. Au contraire, I got ate up the other day doing sketch cards. That's what I'm working on today, and we'll be working on for a little while. Since I went down Truman, I had $4, and some change, about $5 in my pocket. And, said I'll just grab something on the run down there and make a couple drinks, take with me. Of course, take some water with Abby, for Abby, as I always do. And they don't give us enough time to really get down there. That's been a thing, man. Just not giving you enough time to start on time. Their start on spray time. So whatever, I'm doing my own thing. I get her done and don't get any complaints, and actually had one of the best years as far as completing my work, completing the zone that I was, on time, sometimes right to the minute, sometimes with 30 minutes to spare. It's been a weird year. Didn't work as much. I mean, apparently, because I was like $2,000 off my regular pay from like last year, which, ouch, that hurts. Did a lot more aerial spraying, but I'm not here to complain. I'm here to have a good day. I think they're going to have me like cleaning up the shop a little bit today, maybe washing trucks. I don't know. Hopefully I won't be the only one there doing that, and then kind of stowing them away for next year. So just happy to be working and get some daytime work. I don't know if I'm going to be able to accomplish it all today. I doubt it. So is this going to be something that goes on the rest of the week for daytime work? Is nighttime work over? I don't know. I guess I'll find out today and let you know on the 4 o'clock shadow. We'll be back probably, I can't see working anything later than noon or 1 o'clock, but you never know. Definitely be here for the 4 o'clock shadow, though, with time to spare. I'm sure. I slept in the recliner last night after I got back from work, worked on a little sketch card there, talked to somebody online, and then promptly went in there and watched a couple of episodes of The Expanse, which I've been watching. It's really heating up. Season 3, I like it so far. Season 2, it really is so much better than season 1. Season 1, I suppose, had to get some establishing things and out there. I didn't think it was that engaging. I do like Thomas Jane, but he disappeared in season 2. He'll be back, I'm sure. There was one clip in season 3, like at the beginning of the show, they'll show you like previously on and what they want to focus on. They bring that to your reminder what happened to Thomas Jane. Um, Crashed on Venus. Ouch. But, is he at the center of all things? 6 seasons. I'm already, half of halfway there. I mean, I'm already on season 3 and I haven't been watching it that long. Binge watching, it's called. I like to binge watch. Kind of like the trade paperbacks that, uh, I showed the other day. I'd rather, I'd almost like to have the complete thing instead of floppies. Now, I do pick up floppies as well. Um, but, I've got nothing against floppy comics. That's what we call single issue comics. Um, so, completed Hopper. I think I showed that on the show. So Hopper is done. Uh, and I've been working on Viro. I work out of these things out of order, I've been actually did the red vein colors. That's what that's supposed to represent. And then part of his costume design there behind it, and then a side shot of Viro. And like I said, I worked out of these out of order. So I've got Scorn done, the leader of the Scorn, an alien race. I've got him completed. I haven't done any more on Storm Rider than the pencils. So, but now I did. The last thing I worked on was I I had this ideal, today, Silver Boa. Um, has more of a cloth mask. And I thought, well, what about like the knights of old that had like chain mail? So why couldn't it be like a hanging sort of diamond shaped, scaly, uh, uh, chain mail? So that's what I kind of went for on this to kind of solidify that idea of chain mail for in front, making him even more distinct than the modern day silver boa. Uh, Sort of a face webbing, face mesh. So I'll be working on Viro here on this card, and because I've got a little bit of time. Cheers to you, my friend. I imagine you probably already done 3 or 4 gaming streams today, because that's what he does on his channel. He has fun playing all these neat games and things. So I've selected some greens around here somewhere. Uh, let's see if I can get a juice out of this Copics, which is a nice green, but it's like, it don't want to work on you. It's starting to run out. It was up here when I cleaned, I found it. It's a very, very dark green. Let's see, maybe some of this. See, this is just about dead. I'm almost scared to even use it. Maybe I can use it on his lips there, because that's not a very big area. There we go, and get that dark green right there on the lips, and then that sort of frames in the lighter green that's inside his mouth. Viro, one of the 43. I picked up. I went. As I said, last night I stopped at Family Dollar. We don't have a Family Dollar here, as far as I know. The one that we had over on Johnson, over there where I kind of work, uh, has closed down, and it has been closed down. Now I go to other towns and stuff and stop at those. Usually Dollar Generals, usually Dollar Tree if they got a Dollar Tree. Each store is laid out a little bit differently, different prices and stuff. Dollar Tree is kind of my choice, but I stop at others, and then when Fred's was around, I stopped at Fred's. Of course, they went under. Their main headquarters was in Memphis, Tennessee, and they closed down. All right, so that's that little green. What I do with the other greens? And speaking of green, I picked up a new drink box thing. What I was going to do was get the strawberry crush, which is very good. I like it. Drink mix. And the only place that I can find it or have found it is down there at Truman. They did have some of that. I had it in hand, ready to check out. And I went in another aisle looking for some more items and found Jolly Rancher drink mix green apple. Not one of my favorites, but it's okay if you like green apple taste. And I thought, ooh, I don't think I have that box. So I got to add this to my collection. And the original box looked like this. Look at that. Quite a bit of difference here. But a fun box because it's got, nice graphics on it, nice cartoon graphics. I don't know if I've already seen this and picked it up. If I do, I'll put it in my extra box, but nothing makes me happier. And I don't ask me why, but I, didn't need the drink mix, but I needed the box. I got to have the box, their watermelon, Jolly Rancher come out with a watermelon as well. And that's the way it looked. So maybe there's a new, watermelon box out there that's, shows actually the fruit and is a little bit more adult oriented and not kid oriented with the graphics, I don't know. I'll be on the lookout, that's the great thing about a good memory and being visually. It's like, ooh, I don't think I've seen that before, even though it may be the same. I guarantee you that it's the same drink mix, just two different boxes. I guess that would come under advertising, collecting. Just finishing up the last half hour at work before day off. Oh, cool. Yeah, who knows about my work schedule? Uh, I know I'm to clock in at 7:50 today. It's 7:01 right now, Central Time, and I thought I would just say good morning and since I didn't do a stream last night because I was tired going down there. I was like wanting to nod off even during the job, and which is dangerous because I'm driving, right? Even at 14 miles an hour, you can crash into anything, right? But I made it. Woohoo! I made it, and I'm here having a cup of coffee with you, saying good morning, and working on sketch cards, trying to get sketch cards done for everyone, every backer. If you back the book in any way, even a digital tier, you're going to get something physical in the mail, and it's going to entitle you to stuff from now on in the mail, sent to you randomly, and it will come in a top holder. Uh, I mean, the charter member card will. I'm still weighing my options on this original artwork, whether I want to send them out in top loaders or if I want to include them in on the trade the trading card set, and in that I'm going to do in like a binder sleeve, and send it out like that. It might be pretty neat to have an original piece of artwork in there in that set. I think that makes it pretty cool. But I'm like, well, if I do that, then what about the Bog 10th anniversary card? I'm kind of wanting to do that for a special card. And who knows, maybe I'll just do that as a thank you for people. Uh, I'm going to make it the best looking campaign I can, uh, when you get all your stuff. Uh, but you get the charter member card, which you can sign your name on. That entitles you to free stuff from now on. And I really enjoyed the way these have come out. The sketch cards, the way she designed them. I didn't reinvent the wheel. I just kind of gave her some ideas, and an example of what Alterna Comics had kind of done with theirs. I like it. It's a good first design, and they're working out well with alcohol markers. Do a little test sheet here, just a little line sheet there. See what intensity green we have here. This is a light green, so we'll put that right there. I want to do these kind of in order of intensity of color and kind of form the pattern. He's kind of got a pattern on his costume. I can show you that in a minute, maybe. But just working on getting these that I've got started completed. Uh, it's good to have a test sheet, especially when you're dealing with color, and to see if your markers are drier than Methuselah's, you know, bread. See, this one's kind of dry. It's been used, and then they're dual tips. So see if I can get any more juice out of that. But not requiring a lot of these. I think this, and actually this would be a good facial color for him. If I can speak. Area's not that big. That's one thing about working small here with these alcohol markers. Omer's got a new set that he bought. Uh, Sadly, they were having a sale and I was unable to catch the sale. It actually had a blotting page that came with it. It was an 80 markers for $30. That's not that bad. They're square markers that are reminiscent. And do I have any here? This isn't the set. This is actually blended alcohol markers from pastel colors. This has been a very good set. I got this at 5 and below. I like it's good for flatting, and then just drier than Teresa May's. Okay. Yeah, they're the marker set he got. I don't have the 5 and below set, but they're square like this. And there's 80 of them for $30. That's not bad. It is a big set. Recently I got a larger Azure set, 40 for $30. So double this. That's a lot of markers. Double that. That was a big set, with quite a variety of color. But maybe I'll be able to pick up a set. I will probably invest as much as I'm working in color now in another, last of the season set. I've tried to invest in paper and stock up and things like that. I have lots of paper, Bristol paper, and comic pages and all kinds of stuff to work on. I've got large sheets of lithography paper that was given to me by years ago from Elsie. I mean, large sheets, very high quality stuff. At one point, I was thinking about for the sketch cards, I went with the parchment cards and was doing, the cards on parchment paper because I kind of like that sepia tone and but they're thin. But I was putting them in these hard cases here. This one was actually curled up on me. I don't know why. Maybe it was the way I inked it or whatever, but it kind of curled. But you flatten it out and put it in one of these things. Hey, maybe it'll retain its, if I take it out again, maybe it won't curl up on me. A lot of that has to do with humidity, of course. Happy birthday to Fanta, by the way. Um, Yesterday's 4 o'clock shadow was donated, was dedicated to her. Absolutely. So if I can get enough juice out of this marker, and I think I can, then we'll have the facial color. one of the two facial colors for his face. 43 are going to be introduced in a kind of unique way. 250 years in the future will be the first story. And then actually, Momentum Unleashed, Future Visions, where all the stories are told in the future, not necessarily our future, but maybe even the character's future. So that way you can tell past and present stories like Old Lady Midnight when she's older, about my age, 60. She's not decrepit like 80 years old. "Oh, stick them up, you know, with her gun. No, she's still got some life in her, okay, and experience and telling, and that's to develop the character in two different timelines, older and mature. And I guess that comes from Old Man Logan, Old Man Deadpool. I think they even did one. Uh, old lady She-Hulk. I don't know. I mean, there's a trend to show these characters. Look at Maestro with the Hulk. He's a older character from the Hulk from the future, where he's kind of tyrannical. All right, let me do a color test on this one. I'm kind of limited when it comes to greens. I tried to major on the greens. Uh, for one reason, Bog, he's green. Now, the alien bog that I just did is not green. What if Bog were on another planet? I made an executive decision not to finish coloring the card because this is more painterly. It's almost like an unfinished painting. So this card is done. If you're disappointed, hey, send it back to me. I'll send you something else. My God. Anyway, I think it's a cool card. He's got Venus flytraps, a couple Venus flytraps on his head where he can shoot them out and grab alien bugs and eat them. Not that he needs to, but he might on that planet because the physics and colors and stuff are different. That was actually taken from a painting from 2016. I only created him in 15, but something to do different with Bog, where the foliage and stuff would be a little bit different uh, color for him because he's on an alien planet. That's taken from a old Swamp Thing story that where he was on an alien planet. So it's not that original. See, that's dry. That's dry like Teresa May's. What's that mean? I think I know what that means. I think I get it. So we'll have to go with the chisel point. Actually, with these dual markers, I actually like working with the chisel point more so. But now, when you're working small, of course, you can't always do that. But it's amazing, you can get into some pretty tight areas with the chisel point. Of course, the more you do it, the better experience you get, right? I think I'm going to do a swatch over his eyes. His eye is supposed to be a little bit darker than the rest, just to indicate his eyes, where his eyes should be. Almost looks like he's blind because he's just got like 3 lines that indicate something going on there. It's more of a pattern thing. Uh, Shout out to Apex for the spelling of Viro. I just spit on the card. There you go. DNA. DNA. Very juicy today. Yeah. They're in the black area. I wasn't totally happy with this card, even from the beginning. So why do it? You know, it's okay. It's fine. Just not one of my favorites. I'm not even done with it yet. And I'm criticizing it. These small areas first. Make sure I get them in here before I try the bigger areas. As far as an overhead camera, yes, I could move my camera, and it never really occurred to me. Yeah, I set something up here, or I could just do one tripod, but set something up here and put something in between, and I can clamp it to that, and we can absolutely have that next draw stream. I promise I'll have that set up. Come up with something. Be able to look down. Of course, often I work on small pieces, and I'm just like the back of the pad backing board, that's all I need, hands on. Uh, Often work that way, like in the recliner in the chair. Did the very first artwork for the campaign. The trade some early trading card stuff that's up on the campaign right now. The Dead Ninja, the Sargasso, these are like full body shots, designing the characters out for the very first time. With possibly to use as trading cards. There we go. It's running out of juice, but sometimes that sort of light dark inconsistency of the coloring looks like, and I'm not saying I couldn't pass over it again and again and again. It kind of gives it more of an organic feel, and that's this is definitely what I'm kind of going for there. Uh, there we go. Might be pretty cool. Steve Ditko, madness going on. Looks like something like he would do, just in my style. I am very limited on colors when it comes to green. That's sad. Mini Moroccan. See, that might be more of a blue, but it almost looks like a minty green. But it's more of a blue. You can do some shadow, but might put some of that over that green there. Just a little slight indication. Maybe down here over that green. Could layer it, layer the colors. That's good. Put another little inner mouth there in his mouth. Maybe a little right there. Just kind of like a shadow. Kind of gives it some variety. Maybe a little on the nose, around the nose. Show some contour. Be nice if we could see this on camera, Rex. Well, it's coming soon. I promise. I was channeling my Omer glitch there. And then maybe even some drop shadow over this light green, which is nice, but just give it some depth there on that one side. There we go. Makes it pop, man. Layer these things. Makes it pop. Good morning to all. Hey, Ginkgo. Uh, Jinko. Good to see you. Just keeping an eye on the time because I do have to be at work at 7:50. Don't know what morning traffic's going to be like. Might take me a little while to get there. Whatever gets you through the night. So I've used these. I'm going to go ahead and put them up while I have it out. Fill that back up. Probably the best thing to do is go and order some online, right? I have more than one set, so this is so rubbed on the end. On this one end, you can't even tell what it is, but it has the writing on both ends. Just have to test these colors. Chisel point's good for that, for a big swatch. think that can go right here. So we want a variety of greens, green and red, primary and a secondary. I don't really think of them in in those terms. You know, I think Omer and Elsie, they've been teachers, and they're like, identify the color, whatever. And it's like, yeah, mine's more instinctual. I mean, I know primary, secondary, tertiary, all this, but it's language. It's left brain. I don't have to be Surratt. If you know art, I don't have to be Surratt. The mixing of the eye and all that, and okay, I mean, that's fine to know, but it's okay. I think you know what, I think, yeah, definitely a little formal training is always good. I just don't like it to overwhelm my thinking and just think in those clinical terms. I mean, I believe on instinct. This is like a dirty green, but this is one, like I say, that I've used quite a bit, and maybe that small chisel there give me enough juice to finish it. I think that'll work. Yeah, sort of a brownie green. That'll contrast good and add a warmth to it. Actually, probably would have been good over that red for a drop shadow to give the veins a little bit more depth. I'll see if I have something in my arsenal. Pew, pew, pew. To do that with. Because he's kind of like an infectious character, he wants to infect you with his virus, his convert you to his own brand of Nazism. He might even have viro uh, zombies that, acolytes, He might even be building an army, you know. There we go. So it came out kind of more yellow, kind of browny. Let me try the chisel. It's very dry. Of course, you can try different sides and stuff, get a little bit more juice, a little more intensity on that. Sort of a dirty, I wouldn't even call it a green, really, but it's considered what is it? And it is an azure, which is the brand that Walmart carries. Yellow Green C, I think or Yellow Green 6, YG6. I think they take that from Copic, right? So anyway, that one's done. Viro is done. I think that works. Well, like I said, maybe I could put in a little drop shadow on, and maybe I'll get enough juice out of this to get that other point. To do maybe a little depth on the veins. I don't know if that's looks drier than Theresa May's. That's the joke of the day, apparently. See if the big set, maybe big set's got some greens. It does. I don't need much of an intense green. Come on now. That one will work. Nice set. But when I think that I could got double that for my money and I went online, it's like, yeah, they tell you to buy local. Well, local doesn't always have what I want or at the price that I want, I try and support local as much as I can. But yeah, you got to be able to compete with the big dogs like Amazon and, little online. There we go. So, and that kind of dumbs down that red a little bit. There we go. So there's Viro. And, I finished the Scorn. So the next one to do, of course, I work on them out of order, will be to ink Storm Rider and finish up the silver on the Golden Age Silver Boa. I really like that idea of uh, chainmail, sort of like knots, like chainmail, uh, to kind of protect his face. I do my best and support local, but it's tough though when you're poor and the big guy has the best price and will deliver it straight to your door. Absolutely, that's what I'm talking about. Absolutely, I'm with you on that. It's like if I can buy this set at Walmart, and Walmart doesn't need my money, and they got online stuff, and maybe they've even got a bigger set than this, cheaper if I just went online, and like you said, deliver it or pick it up, whatever. I mean, but this was like I won't say impulse buy. It's like, oh yeah, I really need to get some more markers. It's a pretty good set, $30, not too bad, and I bought it as much for the container to hold different markers, because when some of these go dry, I probably throw them away. Might use them for blending stubs or something. You know, I don't know. And then put some more in there. They may not match this, but this is so small, this chart of what you got, and who knows what system they're numbering and all. I agree with you. It's like, yeah, if you can go on and get double this for the same price, why wouldn't you? And I mean, the square ones, they're about the size of either this set or the others that I've gotten at Five and Below, and I've gotten some good use out of those. Eventually they all go dry. Uh, I can't see spending a fortune on these Copics that are really smaller. I mean, you know, they're really quite small. You can refill them, I know, but superior product, it's got name brand. It was out there, but I'm not married to any of that. So, brand loyalty. Just because it's Coca-Cola doesn't mean it's better than, say, some other soft drink. But they're coming along good. I think I've done some good work. Uh, just from last to first, did completed the Scorn. He's an alien race. Where he's going to work in, I don't know. He's just a character that I've created, probably about a year ago or so. Viro, he's one of the 43. He's going to be a cool character. Um, move my Jolly Rancher boxes, drink boxes, and I'll show you if it's got this stuff layered. Got all of Ryan James stuff here, artwork that I need to take, but it has been raining, and I don't like to go to the printer with artwork. It might get wet. I don't see it right now. It's going to show you the original 43 piece. And there's Hopper. I did real quick. Hopefully the camera focuses and you can see them. Alien Bog, and I am doing like 10 bogs. This is number 6 in the series. I think number 7 is going to be Old Man Bog. Different looks for bogs. This is by far the most radical on design wise, as far as color is concerned, changing the character. Or I guess Funko Bog, which is coming up here. Smolder, I do like this. I'm not saying that this might be his final design. He looks very bat-like, actually. Rex quit spitting. I don't think that actually hit the card. Very, very savory today, I guess. But this Devil Flyer is going to fight this character. He's going to fight This one's got so much going on in it, I don't think the camera wants to focus in on it too bad. Throwback, he's a cool character. He's gonna be cool. Uh, Brand new character created. He's gonna go up against Midnight and go be sent back in time. He's one of the 43. So, which works in great, he was the character that I was like, which of the 43 that I've created? And none of them quite, I thought maybe Cinder, but then if you send too powerful a being back in time, how does she defeat him? I don't know, because we're talking Old Lady Midnight. Old Lady Midnight has been to the future. She may have something in the past that would defeat him. I stand by that. Genius. Genius when it comes to comics, maybe nothing else. Croc Bog there, new character. One of two that I did. I just felt like drawing another one, and I actually put him in the so somebody will get the original Croc Bog probably, and one person will get one of these. You get this one. Ryan's Croc Bog here. Look at that. Look at that. Good stuff. Some of these characters are older characters. I mean, Sea Demon alone was created back in 1993. Metro, he was created back in the 70s. I can't even tell you what year, late 70s. Uh, some of these characters just started like a Collider here. Started out just as a sketch card that I did. This is the first and only drawing of him till I did a sketch card back in 2023. That's how long I've been working. Well, even longer than that on the campaign, working on trading cards. I did a 6-hour stream cutting out these to shape for parchment paper, about 190, 180, 190 of them. And I still haven't used them all up. Still have more to do. Kind of went on to the next thing. I did bookmarks. Done pizza rounds. Now doing sketch cards. Collider there. A little blood drip. Polecat. Don't know if that's final design. Didn't much like how this one turned out. Polecat, I'm told, is like a skunk, stinks. Supposed to stand, but a nice Western character, I think, you put a hat on him and whatnot. Uh, this character goes back to 2008. He's red here. I did blue, brown, green, all kinds of versions. He's basically like a Spider-Man type thing, spider creature. You know, kind of reminds me of the Valiant spider creatures. There's his card that I did recently, but he dates back to 2008 when I created a lot of my characters that year. But are they viable characters? A few of them were, like that one. I think that's a good design. Uh, the Funko Bog, he's cute. I'm gonna have to make something with him. I bet the ladies will love him. Bog number 3 there, a little brown version instead of green, and that was actually worked in Ryan's design. That was one of the ones, and that's taken from a head sketch. So I've continued to redesign stuff. Uh, this one I need to remember to go in and do some highlights to make out the mouth and whatnot a little better on this one. Swamp Dragon. Don't know if that's. I just felt like doing, making that a character. Had a hand over a rock that had drawn and inked and just put Swamp Dragon by it. You didn't see the whole dragon, just as, so I thought, well, maybe I can make him a character. This is a new character that I made part of the 43. The next two cards are Ghost. Just created him. He's going to be really neat character. Really neat character. I can really vibe on him, and pretty. See her just coming up with her powers. She's going to be a nice character, very demented, in the 43. Equilibrium is another one. He's part of the 43. Messes with your equilibrium and your perception of reality. Very inspired by Vertigo um, from DC Comics that does the same thing. He's even made it into animation. Blood Sword, I kind of took this one from an Iron Man cover where he's kind of buried under rock. He was one of the original 43 that I designed, Blood Sword. That's pretty neat. So he's kind of got a metal armor around him. The gingerbread man. Yeah, totem. Maybe I need to it kind of looks like a copper diving bell helmet, Um, maybe I'll tweak his helmet, and not make it so round. But Totem's a really cool character. He's kind of a jungle gymnast like Daredevil would be. He's got a really cool staff too. Uh, and this guy looks like Beaker. I don't know. That's taken from a painting. There's Baron Steel. He's one of the 43. Uh, Dreamweaver. That's directly from the song Dreamweaver. You know, create the characters. If you can use them, use them. If you don't. Kirby did that a lot. Totec. I believe it's going to name him Totec. Have to find out his spelling and put that on there. Impact. I mean, been doing some good work on these little things, I think. Anyway, did that on the Hump Day show last week. Impact. Going to do some more tonight on the Hump Day show. But before then, got to go to work for 4 o'clock shadow at 4 Central daily on this channel. I haven't even set that stream up yet. Everybody have a good morning. I'm going to enjoy my coffee. Take Abby to work with me. She can hang around the office while I do what they got me to do. So keep collecting and keep watching the channel. We got some good stuff coming up. Bow for now.